Lateral face is a side or face of a prism or period that is not the base. Lateral surface area is the sum of the areas of the lateral faces of the prism or pyramid. The total surface area is the sum of all the areas of all the sides. Net is when you unfold something and lay it flat to create a net. So a net is a two-dimensional figure that can be folded to form a three-dimensional figure. So this picture here, if I took it and I folded it up on all these lines, it would turn into a box, right? A rectangular prism. So to find I'm going to tell you that this is the base and this is the base. Now this is just like composite figures. So you have all these shapes here, and you're going to find the area of each of them and then add it together. So it's really not that different than what you've been. Start with the gray. That is the base. Well, let's start with the yellow. So yellow is a rectangle. And we know one side is 12 and the other side we know is 5. And the way we know it's 5 is because this side folds to touch this side. So 60 is the area of that rectangle, and you're going to write it inside that rectangle. Then we're going to do the blue rectangles, which actually also happen to be 60. It's not always that way because they're all congruent. So for our lateral surface area, you're going to multiply 60 times 4 for your lateral surface area. Now, total surface area, we're going to add these bases in. So the shape of that base is a square. So we're going to use our rectangle formula. It's 5 and 5. So each of these is 25. So you need to write 25 inside those rectangles, because you're going to add the bases together, and then you're going to add the lateral surface area plus the bases to get the total surface area. Now let's do it with the next one. We have, these are our bases sticking out here unless they tell us differently. We have this shape and this shape. They're congruent. And then we have the bigger rectangles. You know they're congruent because they're opposites. If you folded this up, they would be opposing sides of the figure. So let's start with pink because it's nice. So it's a rectangle. our base and height are nicely labeled for us. And it's 18. You're going to write 18 in each of those. Then you can do the green. So it's a little trickier. This side is 2. Oops, I didn't write my formula. And this side is 6 because this side is 6. So our lateral, oops, I need to write that in there, 12. So our lateral surface area is 18 plus 18, 12 plus 12. And then we're going to add all that up together for our lateral surface area. Now, to find the total, we're just going to add the bases in there. So, our bases are rectangles. I have 3 and 2 as my base and height. So that means make sure you write 6 in those rectangles, which means together they're 12. So I'm going to add 12 to the lateral surface area. And that gives me my total surface area. Now, these shapes, what do you see if you fold these up? Yeah, they're triangle boxes. They're triangular prisms. So our bases are right here, the triangles. That's why they're called triangular prisms. And we're going to find the lateral surface area. So we've got this box and this box are congruent. And then this one's going to be different than the others. Actually, I'm not even sure if that's true. I think they might all be the same. I think they're all the same. Nope, it's not. It says 10 centimeters. Okay. So let's do the blue ones first. We've got a rectangle formula. The height of the blue ones is 8 because this side folds to touch this side. And then we have 12. So each of these blue ones is 96. Now the pink one's a little bit different because the height of the pink one is 10. The length is still 12. So for lateral surface area, you're going to add 96 plus 96 plus 120. Now to get the total surface area, you're going to throw in these bases. So our bases are not rectangles, they're triangles. So you need a triangle formula. The base of my triangle is 10, and the height is 9, not 8. Ten times 9 is 90. 90 divided by 2 is 45. If you need to pause and work that out, please do. You're going to write 45 in each of these. So that means when you add them together, your bases are 90. Your lateral surface area is 312. So your total surface area is 402. Now this is the same. I don't want you to get like nervous or worried about this one. These are your bases. And these are your, I guess they're all congruent, huh? These are your lateral sides. So you have a formula for rectangle for lateral sides. And that answer goes in each one of these. You also have a triangle formula for your bases. So for lateral surface area, you are going to add the lateral sides, the 3 rectangles. For total, you're going to come back and add the 2 triangles in. Make sure when I look at your paper that I can see what the area of each of these pieces is. What shape is this? It is a pyramid, and I know it doesn't look like a pyramid, but if you folded it up, that's exactly what you would get. So that means this is the base. Now with pyramids, you have to be careful. Sometimes the sides are congruent and sometimes they're not. For this pyramid, it's a square pyramid, so all the sides are exactly the same. But don't assume that's always true. So go ahead and find the area of that triangle. I think it's 136, but I'm not sure. So now write that area in each of these triangles. Now that is your lateral surface area. So you take the area you found for your lateral surface area. Now you're going to find area of the base. which is a square. And you're going to write the answer in there. Add that to your lateral surface area. Now, you probably need to pause. I'm going to move on. But you are responsible for having all the work and answers. So don't move on with me until you're done with the first problem. This one's just like the last problem. You have a square base, and then you have 4 congruent triangle sides. So you're going to do it just like the last one.